Good morning, Year 4. Welcome to your maths lesson today. Today's date is the 20th of pen. Today's date is the 20th of the 1st, 2021. Okay, and today we are moving away from division and multiplication. You'll be pleased to know. Well done on that topic. I think everyone's done a really good job. The work I've seen on Tapestry has been really good. So today we are starting something a little bit new and a little bit fresh in maths. But before we look at what you're doing in maths, here are your arithmetic questions for today. So can you please pause the video and answer these questions as best as you can. Please don't spend more than 10 minutes doing these. Thank you. Right, pause the video. Okay, well done for working out them questions, and here are your answers on the board. Hopefully you can see these. I'm using a different color pen. Right, so for question 1 we have 42. For question 2 we have 9. To find a tenth of a number, you divide it by 10. So 1/10 of 30 is 3. And then we have 3 of them. We want to know what 3/10 are. So we do 3 times 3, which gives us 9. 524 is a Roman numeral. So 500 is represented as a D. We then have 20, 2 10s. And then we have 4, which is 1 before 5. And that gives us that. So DXXIV. Question 4 is 20. Question 5, 9 times 5 is 45. Question 6, 84 divided by 7 is 12. 10% of 20 is 2. So whenever you find 10%, that's like finding a tenth. You just divide the number by 10. When we add them two values together, we've got 10,666. Put these numbers in ascending order. We should have 12, 13, 32, 42, and 67. And then 36 divided by 6 is, of course, 6. Well done for doing them questions. And if you got them all correct, brilliant. If not, well done for trying, and better luck next time. Right, today we are looking at what area is, and we are going to be doing some work based around understanding the term area. So today you're going to be able to verbalize that, and maybe you can write your own definition of what area is as well. So here's a 2-minute challenge. Okay, have a look at these shapes, and very quickly, which of these shapes would not leave a gap when you place them together? So for example, you may want to put the triangle together with the pentagon. Will you leave a gap if you put them two together? Yes or no? So try to go through them shapes very quickly. 2-minute challenge. You can pause the video now. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you got that challenge okay. What you should have found out was there any shape that, well, the shapes that have curved edges, just like the circle, it's very difficult to put a circle to any other shape and not leave a gap because of the curvature. All the other rectilinear shapes that you see there, you could place them together and not leave a gap between the shapes. And that's important to remember when it comes to talking about area. So the area of a shape is actually the space within, inside that shape. Bear with me 1 second. Going on here. So you can see, okay, if I have some shapes here, I've got a semicircle here, I've got a triangle here. The area is the space that's filled up inside, okay? So it's important to remember that area is the space that we have inside of a shape. And the shape has to be 2D, and that means two-dimensional. If you had a 3D object, okay, we wouldn't be able to say, you would have to, you can look at one side of a 3D object and work out the area of one side. But that's something different, and we come on to that in year 5. But for 2D shapes, it's the area inside the shape that we call area. And you can see here in this rectangle that I've highlighted the green area, and that is the area of that. And just to show you with the circle, okay, if I put a circle next to that, you can see that there's gaps at the bottom of the circle and at the top. So that wouldn't be able to, so bear that in mind, just remember that. When we do work out area, we like to use squares, because if we use the circle to fill up this board, for example, you'd have loads of gaps in between, and that would give us a kind of inaccurate area of the shape. So how can we measure area? Now for today, it's all about measuring area using sort of abstract things. We're not going to go into the maths. It's all about you understanding what area is. So on the board here, or on the screen, you can see that I've got a rectangle, and I'm going to measure the area of this rectangle, the space inside of it, using some Pokemon cards that I found online. So what I do, I simply take my Pokemon card and I drag it in. Okay, I then get another Pokemon card and put it next to it. Now, I'm not going to make it overlap, because that will give us an incorrect number. I'm not going to leave a big space in between, okay, because that's not going to give me an accurate answer. I'm going to line it up as closely as I can without leaving a gap, okay? Obviously, if you've got Pokemon cards at home, or you've got playing cards of some sort, you could do this on an item, okay, actually physically, to help you out. So there, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to go at the bottom now. There's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and then there's 10. So my rectangle, okay, now just remember, when we work out area later on in the week, we're not going to be using Pokemon cards. This is just to help you understand that area is the space inside a 2D shape. So in this instance, I've taken Pokemon cards and I filled up the inside of my rectangle with Pokemon cards. They fitted all nicely and nice and tight. There's no gaps. I've not overlapped any of the cards. So I can say that the area of this rectangle in Pokemon cards is 10. It has taken 10 Pokemon cards to fill up the area of this 2D shape that I've got. Okay, so remember, 2D shapes, the area is inside the 2D shapes. And in this instance, I use Pokemon cards to measure the area. So my area of this rectangle is 10 Pokemon cards. We're not bringing dimensions or anything like that into it at the moment. So what I'd like you to do is very quickly pause the video and have a look at these definitions here, or these descriptions. Which ones of these describe area best? Off you go. Okay, welcome back. So let's have a look at how you've done. So A, the space inside the white lines on a football pitch. Well, if we draw out a football pitch on the board very quickly, okay. Oh. It says the space inside the lines on a football pitch. So let's imagine I draw out my football pitch. Okay, these are the white lines that we see on a football pitch. Okay, now the white lines are here, and it's saying the space inside the white lines. So it's saying all this space that is inside the white lines. Okay, does that describe area? Yes, of course it does, because it's the space inside a, when you look down on the top view, it looks like a 2D shape. So good if you got that one correct. The distance a bus travels into town. Okay, well, a bus travels on roads. It doesn't travel inside a shape. It's actually a distance from A to B. So therefore, that's not area. The part of the wall that Carl paints when he decorates his room. Okay. So let's imagine that this is my wall. Okay, and I'm Carl. I'm starting to paint this wall. Okay. Is that area? Yes, it is, because my wall is like a rectangle, and I'm doing painting all of it inside. Okay, inside the wall. So yes. The amount of chessboard taken up by white squares, that is not the best way to describe area. On a chessboard, it would be the white and the black squares, okay? So that one is false. And then the length of a shoelace, again, is it is false as well, because it's a length, not the space in between. With the chessboard one, you could maybe find half the area of the chessboard taken up by the white squares. So you could maybe use area in that sense. So if you did put that one down, you can have that correct as well. Yeah, it's a tricky one with the whiteboard, with the chessboard, because to find the total area, you would use the black squares as well, but you could use the white squares and then times your number by 2. So yes, you can find area with the amount of chessboard taken up by white squares. Okay, so here is another problem that we're going to have a look at. So Ava is measuring the tabletop, okay, and she's measuring the tabletop, and she has covered the tabletop with exactly 28 sheets of paper. She covers one sheet of paper with sticky notes. Okay, so let's visualize this. We've got it here. She's put out 28 pieces of paper on her table. So in paper terms, her area of the table is 28 sheets of paper. But we want to know what it is in sticky notes. Now, one piece of paper, okay, so let's take this piece of paper here, has 8 sticky notes on it. And you can see it in this picture here. We've got 8 sticky notes on our piece of paper. Now, all you need to do is multiply that number by 8, okay? And that will tell us how many sticky notes we have in this shape. And you're starting to visualize now how we kind of use squares to help out. So on this piece of paper, we have 8 squares, 8 sticky notes, and we've got 28 pieces of paper altogether. So we do 28 multiplied by 8. Did this last week, so this should help. 8 times 8 is 64. And to exchange the 61s into 6 tens, and then 2 times 8, or 20 times 8, 16 or 160, and remember to add on that 6. So 16 plus 6 is equal to 22. So the area in sticky notes is 224 sticky notes. Okay, so now hopefully you're starting to get an idea. The area is the space inside a rectilinear shape. And here we're now starting to see how we may use squares to help us calculate the actual area of a rectilinear shape. Okay. So good, well done if you got all of that. Now for your independent challenges today, we have the following. Oh, I've got to make myself smaller so you can actually see the work. There we are. So number 1, for each pair of shapes, tick the shape with the greater area. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit tricky, especially for C there, but which one do you think has the greater area? For A, B, and C. Question 2, which is the largest? So have a look at these 3 shapes here. Which one is the largest? How do you know? And use the word area in your written answer. And then challenge number 3, I want you to go around your house and have a look for items in your house that show area. For example, it could be the lid of a tin. Okay? I want to find out the area of that. It could be my whiteboard here. I want to find out the area of the space inside my whiteboard. Okay? What else have I got out here that I can quickly grab and show you? My sort of sketch pads, you know, maybe you can find the area of that. Okay, so have a look around your house and write a list of all the things that you can see that have something to do with area, and write that down on a list and see how many you can get. I might give out, I don't know, can't really give rewards out at the minute, but let's say if you put it onto Tapestry, see how many you can get, and it'll be a little competition with each other. And then in our live lesson for tomorrow, I'll announce the winner of who found the most objects that have to do with area. Good luck. Pause the video. I'm then going to go through the answers with you very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to go through the answers very quickly now. So for question 1, obviously this shape looks a lot bigger, doesn't it? And this shape here is very small. So you would think that A would have the greater, this shape here would have the greater area. For B, the rectangles look exactly the same. However, this one has a little bit taken out of it. So if this has had some of its area removed, this one is going to have the larger area. And then in this one here, this one's a little bit tricky, but this one here, you can see that it's a little bit thinner here, and they've taken off just a little bit more. So I would say that this shape here has the greater area than this one. And that's just by using our eyes. Over here, which is the largest? How do you know? Use the area in your answer. Well, the green one, okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 squares. Remember going back to that sticky note and the Pokemon cards thing? We're now using squares to fill up this shape. And there were 14 in that one here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then here we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So this one is slightly bigger. And then here we've got 4, 8, 12, 16. So we've got 16 squares in this one. You can see how times tables are helping us out here. So the square is the largest area. So you would say the pink square has the area of 16 squares, which is larger than the other two, because the blue rectangle has 15 squares and the green rectangle has 14 squares. So that's how your answer should be. And then finding objects in your home, well, I'll just wait and see what you've got on Tapestry for me. All right, well, that's the end of your maths lesson. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.